Welcome back to the Western Wilds on Farming Simulator 22 for episode 39 with me, MrSealyp. We're here again on the Western Wilds. I'm just coming from the big field, the mega field. That was quite the harvest. If you didn't watch it, last episode, we got quite a bit off of that. I'm very happy. That has been mulched, it has been fertilised once. I haven't cultivated it or done anything else with it yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Thank you for all the comments. A lot of people have commented messages, and I've had direct messages. People ask, telling me their thoughts on what I said in the last episode. I didn't want to come across as moaning. I wasn't, just explaining, not complaining, just explaining. I'm just concerned. That's all. I didn't want to come across as me whining or being ungrateful, or And I know, when I started out, when you watch people whose channels are established and they're getting good views, and then they'll say, all YouTubers do it. There'll be that kind of, I've had a bit of a blip, and the problem is you're always chasing those analytics. You're always watching, and you see the dips, and you just have to stop and think and roll back to where you were, and say to yourself, you know what, it's okay, it happens. Peaks and troughs and that kind of stuff. I didn't want to come across as me being whiny or complaining and that kind of, it's all right for him kind of thing. That wasn't my intention. I apologise if I, upset anyone or annoyed anyone. That wasn't what I meant. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's been commenting. A lot of people said, because I said a few episodes ago, it's coming to an end. People have obviously then thought, oh, okay, well, if it's finishing now, I'm not going to watch anymore. I don't know. But thank you to everyone if you're sticking with it and you're staying to the end, because I am personally incredibly curious to see. I know I said in the last episode, I've mentioned it a few times, when we sell all of our products, just how much. And that's the same as when I did the sugarcane harvest, the same as when I did the cotton, and the same as when I did the sorghum. It's that thing of, I wonder how much, that kind of guesstimate. How much have I got tied up? Will we clear 10 million? Will we clear 20 million? I don't know if 20 million might be too high. 10 million I reckon we could do. I'm just thinking of all the methane I've got stored. I've got 820,000 litres of methane stored, which can be sold, and the methane price is pretty good. I've also got so much silage available that I can keep bringing that over, and I can keep running. That's what I intend to do. I'm going to run that through with all of that. Then I've got all my lumber that can be turned to pallets, the pallets and beams. Cardboard, the gardens are still running. I've got all the food stuffs I haven't put through there. I'm going to do some of the different food stuffs once I've got everything in there that I need. Corn and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We've come so far. There has to be one in every episode, doesn't there? There's got to be. So anyway, what I'm going to do first, soybean today. Being at this soybean field down. Now, soybean doesn't usually yield very highly. It's worth a fair bit. Again, it's that thing of, it's worth a fair bit because it doesn't yield very highly, so the price stays high, or the other way around. I mean, it's the same thing at the end of the day. You don't get very much of it, so the price remains high. It's no different to it. Any commodity like that, you produce 1 million bottles of wine and they're going to be cheaper on the market. If you only produce 10,000 of them, they're rarer, therefore the price is more, it's that kind of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to run around the outside, or I'm going to run around the outside with harvester number 1. The soybean will be going to the dairy to do some soy milk. It will be going to our biofuels facility. We've got some ethanol, which again I haven't sold any ethanol yet, that's all sat there. And that big cornfield, when that's ready tomorrow in March, I'm intending to cut all of that and get a load more corn into there and more into the Otis. And probably a little bit more into the grain milk. But yeah, I want to get my own biodiesel done by the end of this episode. I want to get some biodiesel on the way, so we'll get some of this in there, and I want to get some soy milk being produced. I'm about halfway through my grape harvest. The grapes are all going to the grape processing unit, and I'm doing grape juice this time rather than raisins, because we've got enough raisins in our food factory. What else was I going to do today? I might make a start on grass cutting actually, because I've got a load of grass that needs doing, and having a look at that top field that again, what was it, 3 episodes since I bought it and I haven't done anything with it. And it's that funny thing again, isn't it? You plant on your fields, you get everything ready, and if everything comes ready at the same time, you then have this massively busy period of doing loads and loads of harvesting. Then prep everything again, then you'll have some months of, for all intents and purposes, nothing. There's always things to do, and you have to just kind of skip forward a little bit. Yeah, we'll just crack on that. Now, I'm going to say it. I'm intending this episode to be a little bit shorter. I've got a load of jobs to need to do today. I'm currently, already at my desk. It's quite early in the morning. I'm recording this, so yeah, I want to get this done, get those two products in the way. We are going to whiz over and have a look because the syrup that I was set running at the end of the last episode, I've got some pallets of syrup, and the sugar I set to store in because I wanted to put some actual pallets of sugar over into the bakery. I've got one there. There'll be some more before the end of this episode, hopefully. So what we'll do is whiz over and have a look at that. I've got a few pallets, odds and ends here and there that I need to kind of go around and pick up with the trailer, and we'll get rid of those in preparation. And then what I will do at some point is I want to see some of those products that I haven't run yet, and now I've got all the stuff in there. These are the final products I've been waiting for. Oh no, canola oil. What did I want canola oil for? That's what I did, a field of canola, didn't I? But I can't remember what my intention was. Do canola oil. Why? The canola will go to the oil mill. Our little oil shack, isn't it? But I can't remember. So I suppose with this one, a little bit like the corn I did, we're not going to get a huge amount of soy. So what I'm going to do is the split will be a fairly small amount in comparison to the entire field will go to the dairy ahead of us, and the rest will go to making diesel, biodiesel, and then there'll be that byproduct. But that was what I was going to do as well. I was going to have a look at the one that comes with that plant. Oh, it'll come to me in a moment, or I'll just look in the build mode when I've got these running. And because I'm sure, wasn't one of the things I needed in that sorghum as well? Might have been. That was why I was waiting to look at that. I think. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I'm rambling again. I do apologise. So I don't know. People say, "Oh, stop apologising." Can't help it. It's in my nature. It's who I am. It's what I do. And a few people that messaged me as well and said that sorghum, you can feed sorghum to the chickens. That's another one of those things of doing mod reviews as well. There are so many mods, so many modded animal pens, so many ones that do extra things that then your mind starts thinking, well, hang on a minute, I know full well that I can do barley and wheat, and then you think, with the FS22, was sorghum a base game thing you could give to chickens, or was that on a modded one I saw when I was doing mod reviews? And then your mind think, then you start second guessing yourself. So anyway, yeah, I think I can do sorghum. All I can do is put some in the trailer, go over and try, can't I? But, you know, until it was harvested, I wasn't to know. Yeah, so what I'll do is just get the other harvesters then running sort of in the gaps in between. This was my weird shaped field, wasn't it? This was Wiggly Field, remember? Not the home of the Chicago Cubs. I remember that. I was hoping my trees I planted would have grown a little bit more as well by now, but unfortunately it was not to be. We're doing alright. I mean, it's not sorghum levels, is it? I guess I'm just thinking. But then again, the sorghum field was huge. By the time I'd done an entire run round with each of the harvesters, they were almost full. By the time I get all the way round, we're going to be maybe 2/3 full. So yeah, I suppose, if considering the size of the field, probably not so bad, is it? I'm trying to think, did I plant trees? I did plant trees in between all these as well. I can just about see them. Right, so as you can imagine, we'll get round. Once I set these off, we'll whiz in and I'll show the syrup pallets. So then when I get those processes running, I'll just set that on selling as well. I think what I want over there, think I've got enough stuff to get a few bits running. On the food factory, we'll get the... What are the ones I haven't run yet? I'm sure it was cereal, wasn't it? Did I do a cereal? I can't remember. We definitely did crisps, didn't we? And we did the salads. Oh, we'll have a look. There was one that I got, at least one that I haven't done. I'm sure there was. And then once they're all running as well, I need to whiz back over and try and get as much of that grape harvest done as I can. Pigs aren't far off reproducing as well. That might be next month too, so we'll get a load more pigs. They were quite quick. I was thinking, has it been 4 months? Was it 4 months for pigs or something? I have found the transition on this, on Western Wilds, to have been a lot smoother. When I first started off on Elm Creek, that kind of concept of going from FS19, it was the first map I played in FS22, that thing of getting used to harvests being, unless you were running seasons on FS19, but that concept of planting the crop and you could, you know, run through into the next day and it was pretty much ready to harvest, if not the day after, and you could really bounce through crops quickly. That whole concept of having to wait months for your crops to be ready, regardless of whether seasonal growth was on or not, was a tricky one to get your head around. Plus there was also the fact that, again, I said before, because I did the Advent, it was the Adventure, wasn't it? I wanted to do an episode each day, and it was difficult to do that. I was trying to get my head around the fact that if I'd got to a point, I needed to skip ahead to the next day or the next month, depending on how many. I think it was, I was running 2-day seasons then. I think I was doing 2-day seasons. And I think this one, we've gone through, what, we're into year 3? Or we're year 4 now? Have we just gone to year 4? No, we might be going into year 3, I think. I think we were into year 2 on Calmsden. I'm trying to remember now. I didn't really keep a track of it, which I probably should have done. Actually, did it say somewhere? Just thinking. Just stop there a second. Is it on one of these pages? Years played. Yeah, 3. There we go. It does say total. So we're into year 3. There's another one of those things that says, I know I've seen it somewhere. I don't want to leave that hanging. I wonder. And then people will message me saying, you'll find it. So I thought I better check. I'll have a look. It's got to be there somewhere. I thought I'd seen it somewhere. Nearly a full round. And actually we might only be half a tank. But hey, it's all good. The problem is also, I know, because on this Let's Play, I'm already thinking about, and I know I said, you know, I don't want people jumping ship. It's not done yet. I said I've got a few episodes left. I've definitely got a few episodes left. I'm looking for my next map. And it's a real tricky one. I've done a lot of map tours. There's been a couple of maps I haven't done if I've been away. The one that more recently was the one by Blacksheep modding. Alex, was it Proteus? Was it? I'm sure it was that one, wasn't it? Or was it Proteus Central? Yeah, probably like that. Anyway, because it was a French map. So I haven't actually even looked at it because I was away and then didn't do the map tour. And people asked, was I going to do the map tour? So a lot of people said, that's a really good map. So what I'm going to do is I've sat and scour through, but it's always that situation. That you and you are and you think, well, I don't know, what should I do, what should I do? And you and you are, and you plump for a map. And then you can bet your life within a few days of you starting it, a new map comes out and you go, oh no, if only I'd known, or if only this had come out a few days earlier. And you know, it's always that, ooh, what do I do? This map is brilliant. I've thoroughly enjoyed this massively. I'm still thoroughly enjoying it. Just the scope. But anyway, what I was starting off saying was the problem I've got is that I've used so much stuff now and I've done a load of processes. Now, I haven't done them all by a long shot. There are so many different productions I haven't even touched on. I've done a lot of logging ones because predominantly when we started out we were just logging, and the logging paid for everything. You know, when we started going, that was what paid for all of our start to everything. Then we got into the methane business and that kind of helped as well. Let's get that one going that way, get work running. So there's that thing of when I start a new Let's Play, there are certain bits of equipment that I know I'm going to use. Like I've said before, there are bits that, because I've been trialling out different stuff as well, when new mods have come out on here, I've been thinking, okay, I'll give this one a go, I'll give that a go, I wonder how this will work. That I'm now, I don't want to constantly repeat myself, but I know there's bits of equipment and mods that I definitely want to use again on other maps. These harvesters I absolutely love, but I've got to say to myself when I do the next map, whatever I'm doing, not to use the same ones all the time. Just because I like them, just because of the capacity, just because of the price. It's the same with a lot of the equipment. I think in the next one, and if you've got to remember as well, this has been 0 contracts. Remember, you know, I was getting people messaging me saying, oh, you've got to stop doing contracts. All you ever do is contracts. The thought of coming onto here and doing 0 contracts terrified me. So what am I going to do? How am I going to make money? What's, you know? So that's been really cool, actually. The fact that we've got on here and we've done no contracts at all on this Let's Play. So getting back to doing a bit of contract work might be quite nice as well. But it's just thinking to yourself, you know, where do I go from this point? What bits can I take along with me? What bits will I remember? Because I'm terrible at that. Mods that I've used, oh, absolutely brilliant. I'll start a new Let's Play and then completely forget certain ones, and then I'll get partway through and think, oh, I completely forgot about that, or you know. So let's get these chugging away. This one should go to the end. It depends which way it turns. I always have to be careful when we hit the first end and they turn. I want all of them to turn left. They don't always do that. So what I need to do is switch over to number 2. One has only got one way it can go. Not that way. I don't often do that when I'm doing a Let's Play, but that's what I want to do. A little bit behind the curtain there. Do I tab between vehicles? Yes, I do. Do I do it on when I'm doing my videos? Not normally, but you know, it's something I do. When this gets in, I'll just make sure it goes the right way. Once I know these are all off and running and going the right direction, that one there, number 3, has got, I think, well, mind you, no, I don't think it has got more, has it? It seems to be a wider strip, and there's all those trees there, so it probably hasn't got more to do. So I think I'll take the first full, or might take the first 30,000 litres to the dairy. So I'm thinking if I do soy milk, if that's a 1-to-1 with sugar, 30,000 litres of soy milk is going to be okay, isn't it? And then the rest I can go. Again, what I will do, I will do a double check just to make sure I haven't missed anything. What I'll do is I'll swing this back going the other way, and when it goes and does a full strip, I'll tidy up that bit behind. It's just a little bit of jiggery pokery just to get sorted out. Let's go there. Right, that one's good. That's what I should have done. I didn't mean to tab. It's one of those things I did it and I thought, oh, I don't normally do that. Do a bit of colder corn star fielding. With all of them. When they're going along with vehicles and stuff on quads and various different bits of equipment. Filming other bits of equipment. The drone thing's a bit harder. Now, what I was also going to do, Rob said, what would be really cool is just to see like an overview of how the farm looks. The only way I can do that is if I go into build mode, or like to play something, because then we can kind of fly around the map, so to speak. We don't have a drone mod, but well, not a console anyway. Actually, maybe this has got a lot more to do. I don't know. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll probably I might do it towards the end of the Let's Play. Actually, when we get to that episode, maybe when we, which way's it going to go? Go on, no, wrong, that way. Yeah, I might do that. Now I think people were also assuming I was going to build entire towns and I was going to do, you know, housing estates and things like that. And that was always my concern when No Man's Land came out. That thing of, you know, what do I do? Where do I go with it? I've enjoyed just expanding the farm. The way the farm's expanded, our industrial area in the middle. I've put a couple of bits out, you know, stuff out towards the biogas plant, a couple of bits down towards there. I did have to make a conscious decision to put the stuff further down there for doing the potatoes and the grapes and things like that, and then doing the maple cure farm just over there with the pigs and stuff, because I wanted to separate things out a little bit. And I suppose in the back of my head as well, the slot count thing still hasn't sunk in, I suppose. The fact we've got so many more slots to play with, that the concept of using slots up to just build a little housing estate, to throw in loads of decorative objects, and my mind's like, oh no, you can't because of your slots. But you can, and that's the thing I guess I've got to get my head around. Did that one come up and say a worker was finished or is full? Oh, they're all still running, aren't they? Okay, so I'm going to run through my fields of soy joy. And let's go and have a look at these pallets of syrup, and I'm going to move the pallet of sugar I've got. This isn't going to take too long to do this field, in all honesty. But again, this will lead on to another couple of productions, so that's good. We'll have a check at the food thing, because that's really puzzling me. I really shouldn't splash through the water, should I? Try and keep my trousers wet, or my legs if I'm wearing shorts, which I'm not. My character's not at the moment. So we've got 3 pallets of syrup. Yeah, we have. So this is sorghum syrup. I've never heard of it, but anyway. There we go, look. Syrups. It's a little bit like the honey, really, but let's put those to one side for the moment. Not that it matters, because everything else is now set. I think I've turned off the syrup for the time being, but I wanted to get some pallets of that done using our sorghum. My throat's gone all croaky. That's better. That squeaking's not my throat, that's Farm Dog. Farm Dog with his ball again. He likes to he likes to join in. So sugar, we got 1. We're looking at sugar 234, so we'll get another one in a little while. I think because when I ran my sugar mill on Calmsden, I was running sugar cane and sugar beet and sugar beet chopped, but not sugar cane. So what I will do, there we go, let's get some more in there because that was sadly lacking. Okay, so we can run some bread. Well, we can run all sorts of stuff here. Let's go over to our window. As I haven't done any of those yet either, so let's get a bread running and we'll do a cake. We'll do a bread and a cake. We'll get at least 1 each of those pallets because I haven't run the processes yet, and that's the point of having the bakery. And then I'll get more sugar into there as and when we can. I've got another one of clothes, that's good there. That stopped for the time being because that's full, over 30,000 litres. Those 2 pallets have got to go. They've been sat there for days now, I haven't done anything with those. So what was that I ran? Oh, that was the mixed salad, wasn't it? Yeah, of course it was. Right, so what didn't I run then? Did crisps. Ketchup. Did I do a cereal? I can't remember now if I ran a cereal or not. We did crisp, did salad, that's what's there. Let's do a ketchup, let's do a cereal. Let's get those running, because I've got everything there now. All the stuff I was saying, I've got all of this stuff, but I'm missing this, I'm missing this, I'm missing this. I'm not now, so that's cool. My olive oil is always going to play catch up to sunflower oil, because I was running sunflower oil for so much longer. So there was always going to be more of that sat here. So this isn't going to take too long, because these processes are actually quite fast. Actually, I haven't checked it, but they're both on storing. Cereal, ketchup, yeah, they're on storing. So again, with all the stuff that's in this production, it won't take long to run them all through, but if I set all of those, when I get to that point, I'm going to set all of those productions running, and we'll have all that stuff. Everything will be set on selling. I'll have the pellets here, all the stuff this runs will all be set. So furniture and pellets. There's tons of stuff, so much stuff we can do. So that's all good. Where am I going to now? I haven't actually been able to check my gold production. Whilst I have got it on selling, I might have run out of water and or methane. Right, it looks like the harvest has stopped. I need to go and get a trailer. We're in the crazy old deer. Got one of those, lives up our road. I could have been nasty then about MrSealyp, but I wasn't going to. She's too close and she'll hit me. But yes, we're in the crazy old deer, and I've got these tyres that she's hitting me anyway. To avoid reduce compaction, that's why I've got these tyres on, not because I just think they look really cool. And I've got the smaller trailer. I did bring the lorry over, but I don't think we're going to get enough. I mean, that said, we could fill this, but don't think we're going to. Yeah, so I was saying about different vehicles and things to not use moving forward. I mean, this one I love, this tractor. I think the TLX pickup, that has been such a utility vehicle. I mean, like I say, if you're looking for one thing that does a ton of jobs, that's the vehicle with all the different backs. And I wanted to use all those. I wanted to try them all out on this Let's Play. Again, the temptation though to use that moving forward, but I know a lot of people say, oh, you know, he's not playing it realistically. I've never claimed to play. I've tried to do realistic-ish farming. I've never gone full total immersion, total realism. I've never been me. I've always tried out weird and wonderful things if they appear and they're available, and some mods and stuff. Like I've always said, farmers find a way to solve problems. And you just watch the Welker Farms guys, you know, when they're making stuff and they'll build stuff and they'll weld stuff and they'll put stuff together. And, you know, I was talking to my brother the other day, we were talking about welding because my brother does a lot of building of various different contraptions and things. One thing he's never learnt to do is weld. I don't know how to weld either, and I know a lot of people that can. And we were talking about his son, my nephew, has been training to be an engineer, and he applied for an apprenticeship with John Deere. Was accepted, but they wouldn't take him because he hasn't got his driving licence yet, because they needed him to be able to travel around to work on vehicles, which of course it makes sense, doesn't it? So yeah, he was going to work for John Deere, being like an engineer mechanic on tractors, and he'd done welding as part of his apprenticeship. And we were talking about the difference between using gas and stick welding and stuff, and they said generally speaking stick welding is referred to as agricultural welding, because it's a stick welder, quick and easy to use. It doesn't produce the neatest welds, but they're bomb proof. Doesn't matter if they're tidy or not, they just get the job done. That's the kind of thing. If you want to go for really nice, neat, tidy welds, then a lot more practice is required, and then you want to go for different types of welders that will give you those much more fine, you know, fine welds. And that's the thing, is that farmers find a way to solve problems. So if a piece of equipment, when you look at most farm machinery manufacturers, they started off by their owner, whoever they were that started the companies, was making agricultural machinery. They were filling a gap in a market that people around them needed, you know, things that they wanted to do. So when people say, oh, that's not right, you shouldn't use that, that's not, I mean, some of them are totally unrealistic, like the capacities of the trailers. Yes, usually I will avoid, you know, at least on camera, I will avoid using the massive capacities. You know, even if they have got them, I generally don't, you know, use them on camera. But I have on this Let's Play. It's been a lot more bigger fields, more open space. This capacity on this is 182,000 litres, which, yeah, look at the size of the trailer, there's no way it could be. And the one that's 250,000, the one I bought the other day that was 300,000 litres, yeah, they're unreal. You know, the pickup back on that, and the water one's 60,000 litres plus, which, no, it wouldn't be, of course it wouldn't. But I think that's been the big difference on this Let's Play. I've just been trying out stuff, you know. I'm thinking on the next one I do, because it will probably have contracts depending on what the map is. The likelihood is I'm going to try and go a bit more realistic. A lot of people have asked me, am I going to go back to fruling? You know what I might do? I might bounce back to fruling. What I'm going to have to do myself, I'm going to have to watch the last episode I did, because I can't remember where I was up to and what I was doing. Since then, so much more machinery has come out for small vehicles, small tractors. Loads more small tractors have come out as well. And I might do a few more episodes on that. That might always end up just being my bounce back to series when I'm deciding on a map or waiting on maps or looking at what might be coming out. So I might bounce back and do some fruling episodes, yeah. I haven't decided that definitely, but I might. Oh, that's what I was going to do. You know what? I'm going to take that now. I'm going to take that and we're going to put that into the dairy. Let's get the dairy going. Did this require this and sugar? I can't remember now. Did I have any sugar there? Well, I'm going to have to move some over. I can't remember what it required. It was definitely, or was it just, I can't remember. Doesn't matter, we'll get there. The cows have produced over 7,000 litres of milk overnight. Oh, I forgot the cheeses there. That's got, yes, I've got all these pallets of odds and ends all over the place that I've got to go and collect. I did that recently. Every now and again, grab the Bremer trailer, and then just go and gather up all the pallets that are sitting around that I've done kind of test pallets on. So, swing around there. So, this is the first of the things I wanted to get done then, provided I've got what I need. Oh, I've got some sugar, so it has transferred over here. So, we have got soy milk, which requires soy and sugar. So, let's get some of that going. That's on storing, so we should get some pallets of soy milk, which I've never done before. There is that new modded one that came out, which gave you the option to do raw milk, although you don't get pallets for that. It was that shipping container one, and the raw milk, you get 50% extra, but it sells directly, so there are no pallets. That being said, that's something I might look at. I like the idea of that if we get cows running on a map, just to sell the raw milk and make a good money on that. Actually, you know what, I haven't checked recently. Oh, that was the other thing as well. We'll do that as well before we finish, sorry. And I've got so many things running. I took all of the slurry. I took all the slurry from the cows and took the slurry from the pigs. That's all over at the slurry yard, so I can sell that and get a bit of money back. How much? 81,000 litres of manure we've got here. That's doing incredibly well. That's brilliant. Yeah, so am I going to go a bit more realistic on the next one? Yeah, probably. Are there going to be certain mods I've used on this Let's Play that I'm going to take with me and use again? I would say absolutely. But as new stuff comes out, there is always going to be new things I'm going to want to try out as well, I guess. So, which one's full? That one's still running, so it's got to be that one down here. That one's still running. Hang on, they're all still going. Oh, does it say nearly full grain tank? It's got to be actually that one, can't be far off. No, we're going to do all right actually. This hasn't taken anywhere near as long as I thought it was going to. So we've got soy milk running, we've got bread running, we've got cakes running. Then it's there, biodiesel. What I might do, I might put in the pig food factory. The trouble is I don't want to pay for it and then realise that I've made a mistake and I haven't got the stuff I do need for it. It's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Then I will run through my cycle probably. I will mulch this, and I will fertilise it at least once, even if I don't replant it. This is going to be a bit smaller. I could probably replant this fairly quickly and mulch and clear it. Right, I'll wait for the next ones to empty. So what I'll do, I'll see in a bit when these are all empty, full. I'll empty them, then we'll get over and get some biodiesel made. I think that's the plan next. Having 3 harvesters made life so much easier. 5 to 1, we're all done. That one I have jet washed. You can see the difference between how dusty and dirty they're getting. So let's grab out the pocket sprayer. Just because you can see this one's a bit more chipped and dinged because this is our old one. This is our original, the OG. Got these sprayed. So we took 30,000 litres over to the dairy, and we've got 74,000 litres, I think, in the trailer. So over 100,000 litres of soy. That's pretty cool. I have had a quick look at the pig food production. It's that misremembering thing again, isn't it? The soybean goes there, produces biodiesel, and then you get the soy gluten meal byproduct. If you mix that with oats and corn, it will produce pig food to put that plant in to do that. So I thought, well, I haven't got any oats ready yet. Corn I will have tomorrow probably. And I thought, well, I could go and buy oats, couldn't I? Because you can buy them for the horses. If I use the Lortz feed supply, farm supply pack, I could buy oats. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do that, I mean, I suppose I could do it just to run another production. And I would be using up the gluten meal byproduct, which would make more sense. I wouldn't have to buy as much oats. And I think, well, I could just buy pig food. But then that's always been that question. That's always been the dilemma. Do I want to just feed my pigs, or do I want to run some other products and productions while I'm going? And that's probably more the answer. Yes, I do want to feed my pigs, but I you think of on FS 17, 19, I've done pig food where you just buy pig food. I've done pig food production. I've done pig food where you've just put in all the various different things. I've grown all the different crops, and that was always argued, oh, it's a waste of time, why are you doing that? You're better off selling those crops and buying pig food. So, you know, it doesn't matter which way around you do it, people will have a different opinion or view on ways of doing it. But then it comes down to, well, what processes do you want to do? Do you want to try out new stuff? Do you want to give it a go? And I think that's more it with FS22 now, isn't it? With all the various different things available. Yes, we could go back to how it was in FS15 or FS17 and go much more simply and just say, okay, well, I'm going to feed my pigs. I'm either going to buy pig food or I'm going to grow all the crops I need to feed my pigs. That's it. But there are so many different options now available to make that happen. And I think that's the big difference. So, 76,000, not 74. It was 76,400. That's where I got the 4 from. We'll go and do this, then we'll whiz up and we'll sell the slurry that we've got. Then we'll go back and we'll have a check on our products. Actually, I thought I would have had some pallets come out of there, or did I not set one to go? I can't remember now. We'll check on the various different things. But we'll be getting some biodiesel. Also, my corn open gardens. That's something I am going to be using. The open gardens and the new Tana grape orchard. That's brilliant. If you've got a small space and you just want to do a few grapes, you can put a grape orchard in rather than running grapevines and, add a few extra bits and bobs in there and you can get good production off it. So that's pretty cool. So will I be using open gardens again? Absolutely. They're brilliant. It's going to take me a while to empty these tanks here to get my 820,000 litres of methane out. Also, I wouldn't be able to do that once the trees have grown, but... So, let's put that in there. He says. Why am I not getting the thing come up? Oh, because it's there. Doi. Not round the front. So yeah, the pig food production I wouldn't put in yet if I was going to, because I've got a fair bit, I guess. What we can do now then, soy milk's underway. We want to go to this door here, and ethanol. Yeah, so the corn that's what I was saying. The open gardens I've got running corn on now. Some of the corn has been distributed here, so I've still got some corn there. So that's now running more ethanol. I've got 23,000 litres of ethanol and still climbing. I've got corn gluten meal which I can sell. Or use, whatever I want to do. So now I'm going to make my biodiesel. So let's click that on. We'll get biodiesel running, and then we'll get the soybean meal. So it's, soybean meal, not soy gluten meal. Soybean meal, and already you can see, as the byproduct, off it runs. We're producing our own diesel. Don't know how much we'll get out of it, but it's diesel from soy. That's awesome. I'm happy with that. So, oh yeah, I do need to check on the gold production at some point. I'm just thinking of that, transporting as much silage as I can over. My silage production is almost full again at 2 million litres. Every time I hit nearly 2 million litres, I take about 200,000 out, 250,000 out, put it into a separate silo, and then let it run again. So I am storing silage up all over the place, which is great. Again, that's brilliant. The more I've got, the better. I stopped the total mixed ration running because that hit over 1 million litres, and I thought, well, that's just bonkers. But then I've got a load of mowing I need to do, and that does take hours. That's a lot of work in between. So between now and the next episode, what are we likely to be doing? I've got a lot of prep work to do, or repurposing fields. I can't remember if I actually set anything off. I went onto here and then and don't know if I actually did. Oh, I did, catch up and cereal. Well, they're both running, but there's nothing there yet. I wouldn't have thought I'll have anything cake related yet. And we haven't got any more sugar popped out yet. When we do, I'm going to put that over to the bakery. It says no bread or cake yet. So that'll be the next episode. I imagine we'll have some of those to be having a look at. And then over here, what did I set running over here? To that. I put some more cracked corn running because again the corn had been transferring over from the the open gardens. So I've got some more cracked corn being produced, and the flour is on distributing, so that's going straight over to the bakery. And I'm pretty sure the bakery has got a much larger capacity for flour, because all the others were 7,000 litres. If it hits 7,000, then I'll just turn that off for the time being, and then I've got all that in there that we can just sell flour then, can't we? No flour. Oh, we're nowhere near there yet, but it will be at some point. Bread and cake is running, so let's go and sell the slurry I've got back over to the main farm. We'll check on the soy milk. We may have a pallet of that. I don't know. We'll see. And then I guess I'll grab the mower and I'll get some mowing done. I need to grab the mulcher as well, and I can start mulching that soybean field. Maybe I'll grab that and start that as a first priority. Then once that's at a point that can be running, then I can get out. I'll get some mowing done. So yeah, next episode. What time is it now? 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh God, I've got to finish off the grape harvesting too, haven't I? Well, I want to get all that cornfield done. Oh yeah, sugar beet cut. I need to do some sugar beet cut, don't I? So I've got sugar beet and sugar beet cut at the sugar mill. So sugar beet cut, we're going to do some of that in the next episode. We'll take what's down there. We'll go down. I've got the bags that I'm filling up with potatoes. When the potato one's full, I just move it and put it into the silo to store my potatoes. The sugar beet will be in that bag. That bag I can then bring up or put into a cutter of some description. And there's loads of options available for cutting sugar beet. Start the engine. 86,000 litres just over of slurry. Let's sell that. Oh, okay. I'm glad that's done. It was a little bit too much to tack on the end of doing the sorghum yesterday. It needed. I couldn't fit it all into one episode. That being said, this is going to end up being 40 minutes long anyway, isn't it? Because I've just talked the whole time, but that's good. This lorry will have to go back. £56 grand. Actually, that's interesting, because I'm sure when I used the slurry yard on Hattingham Park was the last time I used it on FS19. It paid out loads for slurry and digestate, but that's quite low. 86,000 litres for 56 grand means it's under 1,000 per 1,000 litres. Whereas the digestate was paying out incredibly well. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It's extra money, isn't it? I guess thinking about it logically though, that's now my option. Digestate I can take up to the slurry yard and sell because that's a better price. But the learning curve on that is my slurry I'm better off taking to the biogas plant because that will turn that to methane. And the methane's worth more. That's the big thing I'm going to miss moving on to other maps, is the methane production here on this map is just phenomenally good. And I love the methane. I know there's a few different mods out there that will do it and can do it, so potentially there might be some modded stuff, because I would like to do methane moving forward. I've also been in cahoots with a couple of modders who've messaged me, actually independently, about either mods I'd like to see or a specific mod. One being about, because I've been storing my methane in 20,000 litre tanks, about methane storage and having a bigger methane storage tank. And I sent a picture of where I live in Watford. There were 2 gas storage tanks, both of them disused or possibly even removed now. And they were like, I assume they were metal structure. I always remember as a child them being synonymous with my kind of growing up. These huge tanks. And when they were empty, the tanks collapsed down themselves. They weren't bags, I don't think. I'm sure they were metal. They were obviously sealed. And as the gas filled them up, the tanks expanded and the rings opened up. So it looks like a big silo when it was full. And then when they were empty, they would come back down again. So you had to have the framework around, but the actual bit inside. So that kind of thing I think would be quite cool. How are we looking? 994, 995. We've done it again, haven't we? Look at this. Perfect timing. Assuming this will be 1,000 litres. Boom. Soy milk. Plant-powered protein. Very cool. So, like I said, I need to grab the mulcher now. Where did I leave the mulcher? Did I wash it? Where did I put them? Oh, I also, off camera, I rolled my field there. I don't know where I've put it. Where have I left the mulcher? It's normally parked there. Oh. Help, I've lost me mulcher. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Like I say, I've got a few things I need to get done, so that's where I'm going to leave you. Love you and leave you for today. I did put another shelter. I don't know if I mentioned it either. That's going to be for storing my harvesters. So that's the new harvester shelter. I put it in the same orientation as those two there, not in the same one as that one. Just as a more natural feel to the flow to the farm, I think. So yeah, we got our own biodiesel running. So by the next episode, I'll do a few jobs off camera. We should have a load of biodiesel ready to transfer and store, or I can just have it there and go and collect it from there. Soy milk, I don't know whether I'm going to leave that running or whether I'm going to pause that. And again, that will be one of those productions. I just wanted to get some soy milk made. I've never done it before. So let's do some soy milk. I am baffled as to what I've done with that. So I brought over the other lorry here. Oh, hang on, did I park it on the fence? No. I thought I did parts on the fence. I've lost it. Okay, well, I'll sort it out. It's got to be somewhere. These have worked brilliantly. I'm glad I bought 2 extras. It just made life so much easier. And that's it for this episode. We have come so far. And we've still got more to go. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you are still enjoying it, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.